What's going on YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome to another video. I got another DCAMU discussion video for today, and this time it is going to be centered around the characters of Damian Wayne and Raven. This video is going to be quite different from what I normally do on this channel. I'm kind of experimenting with this one, so let's just see how it all goes. Also, excuse the sound of my voice today. It's kind of gone today, but I'm doing my best to record to get this thing out there today. So, yeah, let's move on. Anyways, one of the things that I noticed throughout all the Justice League Dark Apokolips War videos that I've done is that easily the most talked about aspect of the movie, at least from what I've seen in the comment section of my videos, is the relationship between the characters of Damian Wayne and Raven. There's a lot of people out there who ship these two characters and want to see them together in this universe, so for today's video, I wanted to go back through the movies and talk about the relationship and see why it surprisingly took off the way it did in this universe. Starting with the character of Damian Wayne, he made his first appearance in this universe in the film Son of Batman. Then he went on to appear in a deleted scene from Justice League Throne of Atlantis, then Batman vs. Robin, then Batman Bad Blood, and finally he appeared in Justice League vs. Teen Titans alongside Raven. Out of all of the characters in the shared DC Films universe, the one who has undergone the most changes is Damian Wayne. When we were first introduced to him in Son of Batman, he was this psychotic little shit trained by his grandfather, Ra's al Ghul, to kill and eventually lead the League of Assassins. And over the course of each film, we see him really grow as a character while gradually becoming a better person in the process. Son of Batman was our introduction to the character. In that movie, it was about him connecting with Batman and learning to be like his father by controlling his killer instincts. You know, justice, not violence, that sort of thing. In Batman vs. Robin, it's basically about him and Batman learning to trust each other, and Damian must decide if Batman's methods are truly the best way to go about doing things. In Batman Bad Blood, we see Damian playing more of a supporting role and learning how to overcome obstacles in Batman's absence, while also further developing the brotherly relationship that he has with Nightwing. In Justice League vs. Teen Titans, he must learn to bond with kids his own age for the first time, and to learn to become part of a team, while also overcoming his anger issues and dickish nature. When he first arrives to the tower, he has some definite attitude problems, and the rest of the Titans are a bit taken back by his attitude, but Raven, being an empath, is the only one who senses through Damian's facade and senses the sadness and internal conflict that is going on behind his cold exterior. After Damian picks a fight with Blue Beetle, he ends up seriously injured before Raven comes in and saves his life by healing him. When Raven heals Damian, she is able to see a bit inside some of his memories, and Damian is also able to see a bit inside of her mind as well. Later on that evening, Damian goes to thank Raven for healing him, something that Damian doesn't do so easily. The two of them have a little conversation with one another. Damian talks to Raven about his upbringing and destiny, while Raven tries to hide the secrets she was keeping in her mind. Soon Damian becomes a bit intrigued by who Raven is. There was a mystery to her that he wanted to find out. Later on that evening, Starfire takes the Titans to the fair for what she calls mandatory fun. This is done as a means for the team to become more familiar with each other. It is at this point where we get a couple of moments between the two characters, and we get to see Damian laughing and smiling for the first time alongside Raven, and when Damian shows his softer side, he is even able to get Raven to smile. The two of them then go to sit down together and have a conversation where Raven tells Damian that even though he is at times insufferable, deep down he is a kind and generous soul, something that elicits a surprised reaction from Damian. Soon after this interaction, the team is attacked by some demonic creatures, and then we learn the tragic backstory of Raven. We learn that her father is an interdimensional demon known as Trigon. When she was younger, she had unwittingly summoned her father, who then proceeded to lay waste to her home in Azarath. Trigon had tried to use her as a conduit to take over Earth, but Raven was able to imprison him in a crystal. After explaining her backstory, she soon tells the team that she must go into hiding so that they can be safe. It's at this point where Damian jumps in saying that they can protect her, showing that he has grown to care for her and wants to keep her safe. Then the Justice League shows up, gets possessed, and fights the Titans, and the only reason they survive is because Raven agrees to bring Trigon to Earth. So the team travels to go save Raven and stop Trigon, at which point they end up in hell because there's a crystal there which Raven plans on trapping Trigon in. When Raven goes to get the crystal, she gets attacked. Damian jumps in to protect her, only to find that she was attacked by his grandfather, Ra's al Ghul, or Ra's al Ghul, however you want to pronounce it. I don't fucking know. It's at this point where Damian is given a choice to bring his grandfather back, but the only way he can do so is by killing Raven. Now, as we know from Son of Batman, Damian loved and respected his grandfather more than anything, and was destined to be his heir. But ultimately, when Ra's asks him to prove his love, Damian rejects his grandfather and instead saves Raven. After they defeat Trigon, Raven tells the team that she needs to stay in Hell to watch over Trigon so he can't hurt anyone, but it's Damian who's the one who tells her that her home is with the Titans. The Titans all end up going back to the tower together, and Damian and Raven exchange a nice smile with each other, and then the movie ends shortly afterwards. Moving on to the Judas Contract, in this movie we see the two of them working together on missions, and when the team goes to do training exercises, they're usually together talking with one another. Raven even cracks a joke with Damian. There's also a scene where Damian tries to ask Raven what she saw in Tara's mind because Damian is concerned about Tara, and he fears something could be wrong, which he was totally justified in that. Tara was a traitor, but nobody really wanted to believe him. But Raven won't tell him because it's an invasion of privacy, and she's not going to tell him what she saw in Tara's mind. Although later on, Raven even admits that she senses something is off about Tara, making her and Damian the only ones suspicious of her. At the end of the movie, after everything involving Brother Blood, Slade, and Tara Markov is finished, we see Damian standing on the roof of Titan's Tower, where Raven goes to meet him, but she isn't alone because she's got a puppy. That's right, Raven gives Damian his puppy Titus, and as of right now, that's the last time we see Damian and Raven sharing the screen before Justice League Dark Apokolips War, where we'll get to see the relationship fully cemented. Why I think it took off. Now that I've listed all their interactions with one another, it's time to explain some of the reasons why I think it is as well liked as it is, and why I think that it has grown to be as popular as it is in these movies. Reason 1, an understanding of one another. Damian and Raven are two characters who can truly relate to each other. Both are kind of the social outcasts of their respective teams, and they also have journeys that parallel one another. Damian Wayne is the grandson of the Demon's Head, and Raven is the daughter of a literal demon. Both come from bloodlines that had sinister means to rule the world. Damian was raised by the League of Assassins and was being groomed to take over the world, while Trigon was trying to use Raven as a conduit to take over Earth, with means to have Raven stand by his side when doing so. The two of them were constantly in a state of conflict, trying to overcome their darker destinies, but each of them does have a good side to them. Raven is more out in the open, while Damian keeps that side of him more hidden. When Raven healed Damian, she saw this side of him. She felt his emotions. She knows what he's been going through and what he is constantly fighting against, because she is going through a lot of the same things as he is, making her one of the only people who truly knows how to help him. So with Raven helping him, this in turn helps bring out the better side of Damian. You do see a considerable change in him, thus creating a mutually beneficial relationship. Reason 2, Rob Ray. The second reason why I think this took off goes all the way back to the Teen Titans TV show. Now, if you've seen that show, you know that Robin and Starfire end up as a couple. However, not everyone liked this. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot who did, obviously, but there was a lot of people who did not. I mean, everybody has their own preferences, ship wars, yada yada, you get the point. A lot of these fans wanted to see Raven and Robin end up together, especially after season 4 of the show, and ever since then, these fans have been waiting patiently for a Robin and Raven relationship to happen in some form of media. Whether that be comics, movies, TV shows, video games, you name it. So with this universe, it seems they're finally going to get it, and based on the comment section of my videos, they are very excited. Reason 3, slow burn and restraint. The third reason I think this took off is because they're taking their time with it. It wasn't like at the end of movie 1 they were dating. A considerable amount of time passes from when they first meet until where they are now in Justice League Dark Apokolips War. There was a foundation in friendship first before anything else. They didn't try to rush it. There was some restraint shown. They clearly cared for one another, and there were hints that there was more going on between them, but they didn't throw it in your face when doing so. It wasn't like there was any major flirting going on, because these two aren't those types of characters. So when they do open up to each other, it's more fulfilling and leaves a bigger impact because it has been built up to this moment. Reason number 4, they find it adorable. The fourth reason is because people just find it adorable. You get to see them open up to one another, have fun and play. It's all very innocent. These are two people who had not had the best upbringing, and getting to experience some joyful moments together, it is a bit heartwarming. Plus, she gets him a puppy, and as we all know, puppies are fucking adorable. So yeah, that's reason 4. It's adorable. Reason 5, new possibilities. The fifth and final reason I think that it has taken off is that it presents new possibilities. There are so many different directions you can go in with these two. How does this affect these characters, and how does it affect those around them, especially with the Bat family and the Titans? I think that Batman's reaction alone should be kind of funny. Also, having these two together can allow for some new dimensions of these characters to be explored. We know that Raven has had relationships in other media beforehand, but Damian really hasn't before. How does this affect him? How does Raven deal with the rest of the Bat family? What if they ended up having kids kids together? And what if we see them as parents? Again, the possibilities are endless with it, and I think that with endless possibilities, that creates a lot of intrigue amongst different people. So with that all said, what are your thoughts on this? My goal of this video is to try to summarize the history of these two in this universe before Justice League Dark Apokolips War comes out. I also wanted to try and explain why I think this became a popular ship and why fans really grew to like it. Anyways, I want to know your thoughts on this. Why do you think it became so popular? Also, is this a ship you like or is this something you dislike? Let me know in the comment section down below. Now, regardless of what happens between these two, I hope it all turns out well and the movie is great. I am very excited to see it and I cannot wait to find out what happens next. Hopefully I'm not disappointed because that would really suck, especially after all the videos I've done. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Thank you to everybody for watching it. Be sure to like this video, share it, and subscribe for more content. I really appreciate everybody who's been checking out the channel lately, for all the wonderful comments and support that I've received recently. It truly means a lot of people, and I really want to emphasize that. It really does mean a lot, and I thank you all so much for it. Yeah, that's all I got to say today. Anyways, thank you again for watching. Take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.